stomach, sorry.
Good. Test.
Yeah.
Work.
Okay.
Test. We're good.
Okay.
We call to order, please rise. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our troops, our police officers, first responders, firefighters. Okay, Karen, sunshine notice, please.
So the development place on the town site and sent it to our ledger, Berger, Carroll, and the record, and municipal building bulletin board.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Here. 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 Here.
Great, thank you. Treasurer's report, please.
$9,067,060.85. Receipts for the month of October total $3,531,415.77, with disbursements amounting to $4,260,220.01. Hidden balance on October 31st, 2023 was $8,338,254.91.
Thank you, Karen. Hey, welcome to our meeting. We were just some of us have just returned from Atlantic City from the municipality convention. It was a great time down there as far as great classes and some great information. And met with our neighbors. I know Bloomingdale was down there, Butler was down there, so I had a very good time down in Atlantic City. I took a class on sober houses, which is I'll use the word problem, in Kinnelon, where they're having sober living houses neighborhood. There to see how we stop that in Kinnelon. But basically they said that the state of New Jersey wants us to embrace the sober houses, and the sober houses are coming, and because it falls under the Americans with Disability Act, you can't stop them. So I was going to talk to Councilman Russo and wrote down some information from the meeting about how we can put some ordinances in places to try to maybe deter it a little bit or make it where it's in locations that we want it in town. So I'll go over that with Councilman Russo. We were also able to meet with Tilcon Paving down there. So we had a great conversation with them, with possibly talking to them next year to do some of our paving in town, because we need to get our paving done. And this year we had a lot of problems with the paving company that's paving, I think, 2 streets in Kinnelon this year. We had the money in place and they just got too busy and kind of pushed Kinnelon to the side. So we're looking for a different avenue for paving. So it's an interesting meeting with them. December 8th is going to be our holiday extravaganza in Kinnelon. It's going to be out here in front of Town Hall. We will have a 60 by 40 foot ice skating rink. We're going to have Clydesdale horse-drawn carriage rides, the carolers from the high school, just a bunch of great things. We have some food vendors. We have a waffle truck. We have a hot chocolate truck. We have a lot of great things coming to Kinnelon, so it should be a great event for everybody. Besides that, I want to thank Councilman Mabey on his Veterans Day, the word extravaganza as well, because he does an amazing job with it, and the veterans were very happy. I got a bunch of letters from the veterans thanking us as a group, so thank you, Councilman Mabey. So I'll move on to council committee reports. We'll Sorry, with no open space and anything. I know probably didn't have a meeting this month. Anything for Councilman Yago?
No, there was no meeting.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to personnel. Councilman Harris.
We have been experiencing progress with our negotiations with the PBA. We had a meeting since Tom Carroll has taken over as our borough administrator. We brought him into the mix, and he had a meeting to bring him up to speed on everything that so far had been done with the PBA, and he wanted to hear from the representatives so that he got exactly in their wording what PBA was looking for. And he's been reviewing the documentation that we've been working on, the personnel committee's been working on to renovate the existing contract. And in regard to PBA negotiations, down in Atlantic City this morning, actually, we had there was a seminar that I attended about negotiations, and there were attorneys from both sides of the not argument, but the negotiations. We had a labor attorney who represents PBAs. His name was James Metz, more respected attorneys here in New Jersey, and also an attorney named Joe Gannon, who is on the municipal side. And they basically discussed the issues that can come up in negotiations. And I was able actually to ask specific questions surrounding our negotiations and got recommendations from both sides of the aisle. So it's really, really appropriate seminar that I was able to take, since the personnel committee is now actually actively engaged in that negotiation with the PBA. Other than that, that's the highlight, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming down there. You took a couple of days off the work to get down there. Appreciate it.
It's a good experience. I'm glad I did.
Thank you for your report. All right, Recreation and Public Works, Council President Maybe.
Thank you, Mayor. Recreation, full sports are getting close to a close here. I know we have some soccer playoff games, and then the championship games will follow either Saturday or early next week. I know we still have some of our football teams playing, doing very well. Winter sports are now open for signups, so if you have any interest in getting your child signed up for any of the winter activities, please go ahead and do so. Just to touch on Veterans Day, another huge success. Thank you to New Jersey National Guard down in Riverdale. Thank you to Wayne Stein, the commander of the VFW Post 8096 in Butler, which serves Butler, Kinnelon, Bloomingdale, and Riverdale. Wayne is also a Kinnelon resident and a veteran. Without that, the event does not involve the way it is. So thank you to all our guests that came, and we're just really amazing. It's always an honor to put so much effort into something that you really see people enjoy and truly appreciate, especially veterans at the event. DPW, Mayor touched on paving. It's disappointing, unfortunately, but when contractors overbook themselves, unfortunately, this is the type of things that happen. They also are struggling with many issues, like most businesses are, is employees help, the number of manpower to be able to come and do the jobs, but they've not been overly responsive. And basically, the schedule right now is tentatively Monday, hopefully Monday, if not Tuesday. Obviously, we will not be paving Wednesday because most likely we are going to have rain, and it's Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, so we'll make sure that the contractor, if he can only come in on Tuesday, make sure things are buttoned up before the holiday. Lastly, I just touch on the share of council. We've hit 100,000 $302.61, saving on our tipping fees. We've got 2 more months left before the end of the year. Then we have all of next year. So I was able to take some good classes down in Atlantic City. At the 6-month mark, we'll start engaging a couple different companies and also revisit our conversation with Bloomingdale to see if we can get our waste disposal turned back down. That's pretty much it.
Sean, thank you for that $100,000. That was your crusade, and thank you. Difference. All right, we'll move on to ordinance, library, and coordinating. Councilman Russo.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, tonight we're going to be voting on an ordinance to revise the salary ranges for the borough employees. We do that almost annually to keep up with current trends in salaries. With coordinating, the historical committee continues to work on restoring the museum. I know that's been in fits and starts, but they keep working on that. Board of Adjustment and Board of Health had no meetings this month, so nothing to report there. The library is going to be conducting a blood drive, which is kind of important, on Friday, December 1st, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Upstairs on the second floor. So if anyone who wants to donate blood, it's a very worthwhile thing during this season. In addition, the library is going to have a music program on Saturday, December 16th at 2 p.m. Rhonda Dennett and the Silver Fox Trio. Now, I'm not part of that. All appearances notwithstanding. They're going to have a performance. They're going to be performing jazz and soul arrangements of various holiday favorites. So I think that that's going to be a very nice program. That's December 16th at 2 p.m. And Councilman Charles reminded me that the food pantry down in the Church of the Nazarene in Butler is conducting a food drive. Well, they're always looking for food, but especially now, Randy, they collected 72?
That's how people who have signed them.
So there's 72 families who are being provided food from the pantry for this holiday season. So anytime you can donate any kind of food, you can leave it at the library if you like. And everything that is donated is very much appreciated. That's my report, man.
Vince, can I just ask you a question? In terms of the things that they're interested in having, is there a list? Is there like an online thing? You get a list of their preferred stuff?
No,
So sometimes they'll let us know. I know peanut butter was like something they said we have way too much.
Take, look at that. I was taking it.
But no, and you know, it's not only limited to food items, it's also, sanitary goods, paper towels, toilet paper.
Just about anything,
Yeah, just about anything that someone needs.
non-perishable food items and then everything else.
That's correct.
somebody just donated a coffee.
But they do get perishable items from various sources. The Food Bank of New Jersey gives them perishable items that they can eat. I know all of the 72 families are going to get whole turkeys. That was donated by various organizations.
Is there a push because of Thanksgiving? Is that what, so should that maybe gear the stuff toward that?
The holidays are always more active stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's specific to that. I think it, all year. And I think what happens is the rest of the year kind of gets neglected.
Yeah.
We focus on the holidays, but the rest of the year sort of gets.
The middle school made a donation. They did a collection. The middle school came in on yesterday and donated, as well as Kinnelon Heights donated 20 bags. And the concert last week, the classic rock band was fabulous. Close to 30 bags.
Yeah, I know one of the football programs in rec always has a food drive as well, so.
But a community food bank in New Jersey is providing 43 turkeys. They come in boxes, and then the staff all lined up at the church, and they start filling in all the Thanksgiving, we would call it accessories, because that's the word, peas, yams, biscuits, stuffing. It's really quite impressive. But 43 turkeys from the food bank in New Jersey, and the Unico, Larry Cash and his wife run. They're donating, they're able to donate 12. And we have another group that's donating 8 turkey breasts. Because we have quite a few, there's quite a few clients down there. There's only one person, 2 people. They don't want a big bird to cook. So, no, it's very interesting. It's very rewarding to see everything coming down and coming together at the pantry. It's quite a turnout with Kinnelon, because it's now 4 towns. It's Butler, Bloomingdale, Riverdale, Kinnelon.
The fact that we're helping 72 families.
It's amazing. It's about 9 more than last year. And then
So make sure you tell Chuck thank you.
and it all starts again in 3 weeks because it's Christmas, and then we get to sign up for the Christmas dinners, and that's usually hams.
Chuck made the event on Veterans Day. He looks good. He's coming along. He still has a work about healing up, but he was mobile and up on his feet. So that was a pleasure to see that he was actually walking. It was very cool. It was good to see.
Like I said, Chuck's, you saw Chuck and he's doing a lot better.
Yeah, Chuck was.
Oh, it's fabulous. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Because Chuck did see the video. Somebody was there when he hit the car that made the illegal left-hand turn, videotaped it when he went 12 feet in the air. And it's a miracle. And that driver didn't get a ticket.
That's my report.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. What are utilities and technology, Councilman Charles?
Thank you, Mayor. Just quickly updates. The Hutton bill for Fisher was paid this month. It was released, and thank you to our CFO. The new hydro-pneumatic temporary water tank up on Powderhorn was winterized last week. So that's complete. Work is still proceeding. We've also, hopefully now that the DPW staff is fully complete, hopefully starting in the spring, early spring, we'll be able to get the water meters installed in the apartments first, and then at Kinnelon Ridge, Kinnelon Heights, the condos, and then the rest of the 3 new meters will be installed. We also have, moving on to technology, Edmonds will be online. Aaron, thank you. It looks like it's going to be November 28th. So that's quite an accomplishment. So we will be in compliance with the state. We'll have our systems all converted and up to date. And that will leave, as you saw the note from Tyson, we just have to upgrade the rest of the borough computers as well. So that's good news. As requested, new purchasing agent, our temporary borough administrator has assumed the project regarding the telephones and the wiring for both buildings. So that's underway. Monmouth has provided a fabulous breakdown of what they've seen and what they're recommending. And so that's been forwarded over to Tom Carroll, so he has that. We do have we have a great many telephone lines in these 2 buildings that don't go anywhere. So it's time that we'll be able to update that, we're looking for significant cost reductions and a significantly improved phone system, so we won't have the problems with our police department having drop calls. It's been long overdue. Still made a recommendation that we move forward with Lawsoft. That's with Tom Carroll, so we'll see how that goes, as well as the 3 providers who provided us proposals for the phone systems, and as well as the voice over the internet. that's my report.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. All right, Finance, Public Safety, Councilman Chertoff.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Scott Convey. He's the newest Kinnelon police officer in town. Started November 1st, so I welcome him. He's a Kinnelon resident. I want to welcome him to the police department. He's a well-known young man in the community, and we're lucky to have him in the police department. I'd also like to thank the police department as well as the residents of Basin Lakes for everything that they kind of do for the Halloween season. It's a great experience going down to the Basin Lakes area, trick or treating. Everybody's just so excited, so happy, so friendly. It's great to see the officers, community policing. They gave out nice little necklaces for the kids. Great town event. I just want to thank everybody that was involved in making sure that that was a success. And the Basin Lakes families give out a lot more candy than most. So I just want to say thank you for that. Fire department had an uptick in a number of calls within the fire department regarding gas issues and gas mains when you're doing work. Please make sure that whether you're a contractor or a resident, make sure you walk before you dig. That can be a wise call to make, and if you don't make that call, it's a big danger. So they've had a couple of calls. They should stress that make sure you dig. The fire department also helped with an injured hiker that they had to help out of Pyramid Mountain. Then lastly, I attended a great course. The room was packed. There's probably like 200 people there. It was a class on affordable housing. And one thing that I thought was really great is they did stress the importance of planning ahead. And they did a show of hands of how many communities have started to plan for 2025. And there weren't too many people that raised their hand, but it felt nice to know was one of them that's starting to plan for that. So it was a good class, a lot of education. That's about it. Thank you, man.
Is there any status on the Senator Bucco's request to the delay? The affordable housing pushed off to 2028. Did that come up down?
No.
It's too big.
The one thing they did talk in the sober houses, everyone thought those houses, the numbers would go towards our affordable housing. It does not. They're saying that they're not, just because you're in a sober house doesn't mean you're a poor being, so they want to make sure that you know that those don't go into your total numbers.
What do we have in Borough 4, right?
Two that we know of. I mean, that's one of the things that we were trying to talk about there, is that they need to let us know when they're coming and where they're coming. There should be, and that's something that we'll our ordinance committee working on. It's part of it. They have to report to town hall, talk to the chief, then go to our board of adjustments or planning boards and make sure they're doing everything right.
See, right now, the applications are down to the state.
Yeah, the
And
PCA.
municipalities don't see it until after the decision. But all the municipalities are in a very tough situation, particularly with insurance services.
And they have something called the Oxford homes coming as well, so that's another problem. So we gotta make sure we get ahead of this. So, thank you.
Can I make a comment in regard to Councilor Councilman Chiodo's comments? Specifically, the uptick in gas line incidents. Many of these situations are being caused by contractors digging without getting markouts. What I'd like to propose is that we put something in our ordinance that actually fines these contractors, because what's happening is we're spending a lot of energy, the police, fire company, sometimes EMS, if anyone gets overcome by fumes, it's a burden to, but it's also the volunteer fire company. Everybody drops what they're doing and runs out there and spends sometimes a couple hours, especially if it's something on a large. So I believe we should institute some kind of fine system where fire company and whoever else, the municipality gets compensated at least some amount. So
Something that's doable.
get that in.
Because I know you had a point of three.
Yeah, and two of them were the same situation where they were digging along and the mark out was off. They actually had a mark out this time, but the mark out was so far off. And another situation is that they're supposed to dig by hand when they're near the line. And what they're doing is they're digging with backhoes. And they hit it and there it goes. And so they get the mark out, but because they're not doing it the way they're supposed to be doing it carefully, we're having the same problem. So there should be some sort of tiered ordinance or just a number of different stipulations where they can be fined.
I don't know if you ever tried to dig by hand in Kinnelon.
Well, I can tell you, I was on this people responded, and it could have been easily found, and the soil around the line, because it was soft. I mean, it was right, and it was one of the problems was it wasn't buried deep enough. It's supposed to be buried at 18 inches, but it was put in at 12 inches, and they just took it back home, and then boom, hit the line, and they could have pulled the macadam up and then dug, 18 inches. Not hard to dig, when it's the street. So anyway,
When the market on layout where the line is, they don't indicate how deep it is.
well, you're supposed to be at least 18 inches.
They usually don't. It's what they give you is they legally can be off 2 feet in any direction.
Right.
Okay, they don't give you depth.
Right.
So if you don't do the diligence of putting the energy in digging it up by hand, that's where the problem.
You're asking us.
I've had them be off 10 feet before. And we end up trying to find it with a metal detector, just because you don't want to get yourself in that type of situation. So, and there's other situations with that. I had a situation where someone put a pool heater in and they put a separate line to the meter. Well, the gas company doesn't mark separate lines that come off the meter. They only mark from the road to the meter. So people are hooking pool heaters up and running them over top of septic tanks and stuff like that. It's the hairy business.
Right, it's a good recommendation.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so we'll move opening to the public, hearing from the public. Is there anyone from the public that would like to be heard? Boswell?
Just here to smile.
Okay.
So are we.
Well, you're our news space tonight, so thank you for coming. All right, we're gonna move on to payment of the bills. Everybody has seen a copy of the bills, so is someone like to make a motion?
Make a motion.
Okay, second?
Second.
Okay, a roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Okay, consent agenda A through G. I did question resolution 11.5, which is purchase protective firefighting clothing for Kinnelon Volunteer Fire Company. And Karen told me it was a grant that we received.
Yeah, it's a good resolution. It's great.
Great. Good news then. That was through Millennium, right? They correct.
I have to check, see if this one was.
I think Karen said it was.
Put the journal in this one.
So that's good news. All right, so I need a motion to approve the consent agenda A through G.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the resolutions, as also Councilman Cherno said, our new police officer, Skylar Conti, grew up in Kinnelon, lives in Kinnelon, is now a Kinnelon police officer. So proud for him, proud for his family, and I'm very excited that he's part of our team. So, all right, move on to old business. We have an ordinance 1523. It's an ordinance that established salary ranges for the Borough of Kinnelon. This ordinance was introduced last at our meeting held on October 19, 2023. The proper notice was published as required by law. A copy was posted on a municipal bulletin board. Additional copies were made available to the public. This meeting is now open to any who would like to speak on ordinance 1523. Anybody from the public like to talk? Bill? All right, we'll now close the meeting to the public and bring it back to the day. Does anyone on the council wish to speak? Okay, hearing none, I have a motion to adopt ordinance 1523.
So moved.
A second, okay, thank you. I need a roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you, gentlemen. All right, so we'll move on to new business, which there's none. Then we have the tax collector's report and investment officer's report.
Using $3,800,000, $2,857,570.50. Business officers report, a total of $45,617.05 was earned in the month of October 2023.
District school payment of $3,321,495.67. I need a motion to pay the school.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I need a roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
All right, anybody have anything to bring up before we adjourn the meeting? I wish everybody an amazing, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your food, don't eat too much. I need Glenn Cisco motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? That's it, go Colts.